look what is out. The sun. Welcome to Sodwana Bay, a place that has been high on my diving bucket list. Tucked away just 100 kilometers south of the Mozambican border in South Africa, this stretch of coastline is home to the southernmost tropical coral reefs of the entire African continent. A vibrant underwater world where the Indian Ocean truly comes alive. Here, the Sodwana Bay National Park meets a vast marine protected area, with every season drawing in different marine visitors and where no two dives feel the same. That is a friggin' amazing reef. Over the next 6 days, I'll be exploring reef after reef, experiencing the sheer beauty and biodiversity that makes this place so magical. And to make the most of it, I'll be leveling up my skills with the PADI Advanced Open Water course. Okay, let's just reflect on that search and recovery dive. So buckle up, because this is going to be an epic adventure filled with ocean magic, unexpected encounters, and plenty of underwater moments you won't want to miss. But to get there, this journey starts here in Richards Bay. We have left Richards Bay and we are now en route to get to Sodwana Bay, which is about plus minus 3+ hours to actually get there. But what a nice travel day. It is very rarely that I get to wake up after 7:30 on a travel day, so I'm feeling well rested, enjoying the road trip, but I can't actually wait to get to destination. There are several ways to reach Sodwana Bay, but I chose to fly into Richards Bay, a coastal town just a few hours south and the closest airport to Sodwana Bay. From there, I arranged a transfer directly through my dive operator. Sodwana Bay National Park lies within the 𝗀𝗪𝗪𝗁𝗪𝗁 Wetland Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's also just a stone's throw away from 𝗀𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗪𝗁𝗪𝗁 Game Reserve. So if you're dreaming of combining world-class diving with an epic safari, this is the perfect place to make it happen. The blues are finally coming through the heavens again because we did have a bit of a shower, so fingers crossed I do arrive with very good weather, because it always gets you in the mood for diving, doesn't it? Welcome from the very lush and green Sodwana Bay. Coming into this area, I got so excited because of the thick green bush that we've got going on everywhere. For the next few days, I'm going to be staying and diving with coral divers and also be doing my PADI Advanced Open Water. But I'm so excited to give you guys a room tour, or should I say, a little house tour. A19, my room. Through here, we have a very cozy bedroom with 2 beds. I only need 1, but 2 is great. And then around the back here, we have the toilet and bathroom. It is set up so nicely here. You've got these little cabins everywhere, but it's like surrounded by the bush, which I love because you're like actually in nature before you're going diving. But I also saw that they have like a camping ground and they have different accommodation types while you're here as well. But this is so cute, man. After settling in, I head to the restaurant for the 6:30 dive planning. This is where you'll plan your dives for the next day based on boat availability, conditions, and space. I also meet Dylan, my instructor for the PADI Advanced Open Water course. We go over the plan, sort out the paperwork, fit my gear, and then it is time for bed. Tomorrow is going to be a big day. You know when it doesn't matter if you're going to get wet by the rain, it's when you're going to get wet by getting in the water. And that is exactly what is happening today. I'm super excited to finally get in the water because I've heard so many good things about diving here in Sodwana Bay. But I wanted to make sure that I got the optimum experience because I do also want to go on some deeper dives because there are so many good reefs here. But to do so, I first need to start off by doing my PADI Advanced Open Water. So that is what I'm starting with today. Just under a year ago, I started my journey as a scuba diver. Since then, plenty of people have told me that I should just move on and get my Advanced Open Water certification, but I didn't want to rush it. Before coming to Sodwana, I had logged 27 dives as an open water diver first. I wanted to make sure I was truly applying what I had learned before taking the next step. So I set out to explore various environments, from diving in the magical kelp forests of Cape Town to witnessing the reefs of Egypt's Red Sea and even braving a saltwater lake in the Netherlands. Each new location brought its own challenges and rewards, and with every dive, my skills and my confidence grew. Now I finally feel ready to take things further and continue my learning as a diver without ever having rushed the process. Okay, time to change the wetsuit. Yesterday I had a little bit of a fiasco because I put on the wetsuit that I was supposed to try on and then I couldn't get it off anymore, which is an obvious sign that it is probably too small. So I struggled for about 20 minutes before I finally got it over one shoulder. Thank you. I'm going to be able to breathe again.
So I know you've dived recently, but normally on the refresher we would show you the full ket-up process.
Yeah.
and we would run through it together. You would follow me as we go.
Okay. Here at Coral Divers, it's a standard practice to do a refresher dive at the start of your Advanced Open Water course. Even though my last dive was just 2 weeks ago, I'm not mad about doing this. I think doing a refresher is an underrated opportunity that I think many divers would benefit from before heading back into the water. It's a moment for you to get familiar with your instructor and vice versa, as well as having a moment without any distractions in a controlled environment to really go over all the basics again. This turned out to be super beneficial for me as we figured out I have been diving with too much weight up until now, so we can readjust this for the dives out at sea.
We are out of here.
Keep your eyes peeled. Pull me back the leg back.
We are right on time for the shuttle, as here in Sodwana, all gear setup and launches are done straight from the beach. Before starting the recreational dives here in Sodwana Bay, my first dive is a course dive, Peak Performance Buoyancy. In the PADI Advanced Open Water course, you have 2 dives that everyone has to do, underwater navigation and deep diving. The other 3 are electives, and which you choose is up to you, but it also depends on which ones your dive operator offers. I chose 3 very different ones to build skills in multiple areas, starting with buoyancy. I think this is one of the most important skills a diver can master, because good buoyancy reduces the risk of disturbing marine life or damaging the reef. At first, I keep rolling over while trying to hover, but eventually it clicks and I feel in control of my buoyancy. Before getting in the water, I felt quite nervous because the word course just seems to put a pressure on things. It's an odd feeling being nervous to be in a place I love so deeply, but once we're down there and I get my first glimpse of the reef, I'm reminded of why I want to keep learning in and about the ocean, to keep growing and to stay curious. Nauseous because the surge is not great, to be very honest, but it was fantastic in the water. Like, the visibility was so good, and it's good to have that first dive checked off the list. Or could it be that the weather gods are blessing us today? We do have some dark skies over there, but we have some clear skies over there, and that would be fantastic because today we're starting off with a recreational dive at Mile Reef, and I've heard so many good things about this reef, so a bit of extra sunlight would definitely be welcome. As we descend, I am blown away. This is what Sodwana Bay is all about. Mile Reef is considered to be an amazing gem and is the furthest, most frequently dived dive site from the launch area. It is famous for this massive 2.5-meter green tree coral that has now got all kinds of fish hovering over it. Everywhere I look, it is teeming with life, from the small, like this beautiful nudibranch, to the big. The topography is also very interesting as it is quite a multi-level dive, and there's even this incredible swim through. Mile Reef is an advanced open water site with depths ranging from 18 to 22 meters. Sodwana Bay is home to a network of reef systems, each quite different from each other, all varying in depths, topography, and resident marine life, making it a great place for both advanced open water but also open water divers. The 𝗀𝗪𝗃𝗃 current significantly influences the marine environment here, carrying nutrient-rich waters that attract a huge diversity of species, from colorful corals and tropical reef fish to pelagic visitors like sharks, rays, and even turtles. It's this dynamic mix that makes Sodwana one of the most spectacular dive destinations in the world. As we head up to the boat, we are welcomed by a beautiful surprise, these dolphins. That was insane. Oh my goodness, what a dive that was. I'm so happy that we got to do a recreational dive before I continue with all the advanced open water stuff. But you know when people say like, yeah, it's a good reef, I don't have expectations anymore. But guys, I can tell you that is a friggin' amazing reef. And a lot of people say it's like a bucket list reef to go and visit while you're at Sodwana. And I think I agree with that.
I'm just going to explain the different parts of the campus to you.
After that incredible dive on 9 Mile Reef, it is hard not to stay on a high. But it is back to focus mode as I'm moving on to course dive number 2, underwater navigation.
Slowly turn until that north goes.
After getting the hang of the compass on land, it is time to put those skills to test in the water. Although I get all the required skills for this course dive, I still feel a bit intimidated by the compass. You need to be super level in the water when using it, also while making turns. But feeling intimidated is okay. It just means this is something I want to practice more to become a better diver. If you're also considering learning to scuba dive or improving your skills as a diver, definitely check out the link in the description of this video for all the PADI courses. Once the skills are done, I get to enjoy more of the reef here on 𝗀𝗺𝗽𝗽 with the rest of the group. I wanted to go for a little walk because I'm staying at Coral Divers, and while you get to dive in this incredible marine protected area, their accommodation is actually located right inside the Sodwana Bay National Park. So that means you have this beautiful green bush right on your doorstep. And so far I've seen mongoose, red doker, monkeys. I've seen and heard the monkeys go across the roofs, and it's so lovely to be so immersed in nature pre and post diving because I think it's so lovely. You can actually hear the waves of the ocean over there, but right now I'm out in the greenery. Hey, with a coffee in hand, we are ready to conquer the day. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for today's dive. Deep dive at Hotspot with the chance of seeing sharks. But look what is out. The sun is in full swing today. Conditions look a lot better than the last 2 days. I think this is going to be so good, and we have such a lekker group. I'm back with my instructor Dylan and his wife 𝗀𝗃𝗃. And it's always good vibes to be in the water with them.
As we fall in the water, the first skill we're going to do as we descend is to observe the colors.
Yeah.
And guys, when we're descending, don't just look down at one spot. Keep your head swiveling because there's so many things that you can see when you're descending onto the Hotspot Reef. We have a really big resident nurse shark that loves to sit and chill on the sand.
This has got to be the dive I've been looking forward to most. Not just because the dive site Hotspot brings a possibility of seeing some sharky friends, but also because it feels like the next big step in my diving journey. As an open water diver in the past, I've had to skip certain dive sites or dives had to be adjusted to my level of diving because of depth. But now finally, I can join the advanced open water divers to 30 meters as well. It feels like unlocking a new level of freedom in my journey. And despite only seeing a shark from very deep while we were on our safety stop, I still can't stop smiling from ear to ear. Unfortunately, my next dive doesn't go to plan. Our intended course dive is search and recovery, which relies heavily on navigation and recovery skills. But we are met with a pounding current. Okay, let's just take a moment to reflect on that search and recovery dive. It was supposed to be quite an easy dive site, and there was no current 45 minutes before we arrived. But once we got there, the current was absolutely pumping, and it made it quite hard to do the search and recovery, so I'm gonna have to redo that tomorrow. I was very nervous in that dive because I'm trying to do the skills, but I couldn't do it properly because we're just being absolutely whacked. I'm glad that we did still continue the normal dive after that because we still saw turtle, but yeah, it was not ideal. I was feeling quite nervous and quite frustrated at the end with myself. But you know what? It is a lesson. This is the ocean, not a swimming pool. And we've got to respect that and adapt to whatever situation that comes in. So tomorrow we'll be doing it again. Just a special shout out to my coral divers instructor, Dylan. He has been so amazing and patient with me under the water that even a stressful moment like this feels like a good learning opportunity. This evening we're winding down at the Braai area, the perfect spot to decompress after a long and slightly stressful day of diving. Coral Divers has made it so easy for divers to connect and hang out in between and after dives. The big restaurant and outdoor deck where you can grab a bite to eat or even take a swim. But my favorite spot is definitely right here at the Braai, or barbecue if you're not South African. The vibe is just so relaxed, which is definitely what I need after a day like today. Diving I love most? Well, honestly, it's just looking at pretty much everything. Ever since I started diving, I've been fascinated by all the fish and underwater creatures. Life under the waves is just so incredible. So it made perfect sense to do a course dive dedicated to observing the different species, the underwater naturalist. My instructor Dylan had been hyping up this specific dive site for days, Bikini, and man oh man, it did not disappoint. Everywhere I look, there's something amazing to see. Nudibranchs, octopus, eels, Bikini has it all. And then we get a massive surprise. While I'm casually observing the bannerfish, I hear Shantae make a sound. I look over and at first I'm like, what am I even looking at? And then it hits me, a bowmouth guitar shark. It's almost like watching a dinosaur swim by. For me, this is what diving is all about. Growing as a diver so I can experience moments like these and appreciate the incredible world beneath the waves. Now, because the search and recovery didn't go too well yesterday because of current, and we have a very strong current incoming again today, I got the e-learning for the drift diving. So instead of doing search and recovery, I'm going to be doing drift diving as my last adventure dive because it just makes sense with the conditions that we have at the moment. So let's see how it goes. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be comfortable on that one because we've been drifting a lot anyways. Well, surprise, surprise, Sodwana had other plans. When we reach our dive spot, the current isn't at all that strong, but luckily it's still perfect for a drift dive. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It turns into such a relaxed dive, giving me the chance to really soak up the magic and the beauty of Sodwana Bay. But to be fully transparent, my heart does break seeing that the coral bleaching has even touched these reefs. While much of the reef still looks healthy, there are clear signs of stress, and it's a reminder that this is a global issue. Because it's not only about the beauty, coral reefs are vital for marine life, but also for us. We need them, and the reality is change has to happen structurally on a much higher level. The reefs I've been lucky enough to experience here and around the world truly deserve better, and that's exactly why I believe we can't stop talking about this and fighting for their survival. Well, guess who is now a PADI Advanced Open Water diver? It's me. I am so proud of myself. It has been such a journey, but it has been so nice to build on my skills and knowledge and see it actually change during these last dives. Anyways, I did it. I'm so proud of myself, and now I am ready to become an even better diver. Are you ready for the last dive?
I'm ready for the last dive.
You didn't think I'd leave Sodwana Bay without one last dive, did you? Over the past 5 days, this place has found a special place in my heart. The entire Coral Divers team has made me feel right at home, and Dylan, my instructor, has helped me grow so much as a diver. The magic beneath the waves has truly made Sodwana Bay one of my favorite dive spots so far. These southernmost tropical coral reefs of Africa are something truly unique, and they're an experience I'll carry with me long after I leave the water. So, should Sodwana Bay be on your diving bucket list? If you're coming to South Africa and want to dive, I honestly think you'd be missing out if you don't. I will definitely be back.